How's it going, people? Salmon Slabber here, and yeah, another little max update. So a few things have happened, although not a massive amount of progress have been made, gotta be honest. But player reports wise, quite a few things have changed. So since the last time, I think I had only 2 armor notes. Well, surprisingly enough, I've now got all 4, so I can actually make this Sea Singer armor made body at the moment. And I'm now trying to get one of these Scrimshaw things. And the one I'm after in particular is this one for mining, which basically gives you a chance to crush an ore as you mine it, converting the ore into additional mining XP. Which all in all will speed up my mining quite a fair chunk, I would have thought. Top of that, I've also managed to make the blacksmithery inside Player Reports itself, somewhere around here. And with this made, this is where you make all your armours, scrimshaws and all of that stuff. If I go to smith on this anvil, we'll now be able to see what it'll take to actually make the melee gear, for example. So this is the Tetsu set, which as you can see is requiring 90 smithing plus all 4 of the scroll pieces as we thought before. But here you can actually find out what you need to make the armours themselves. So for the helm is 30 plate pieces, which if we go to resources, and it'll be the trade goods, the plate is there. Now these trade goods, I've finally started to get a bunch of them now, and they only seem to come in with the special voyages. So for this in particular, you need certain members, the special NPCs, the visitors, and I'm assuming that's where those totem poles come in handy, which you can build around the port. They cost, I think it's 1,000 chimes or something like that per spot. So inviting certain ones may change what trade goods or missions you get. At the moment I've had a few different ones. I've had a couple and I've failed quite a few as well. But the spices one in particular, you get 10 spices per special voyage. And the bones on the other hand is only 1 per voyage. I still haven't seen chi plates or any of this lacquer yet. I'm assuming this is probably going to be the next set of islands, as there's still 3 sets of islands left, as there's 3 raw materials, which is cherry wood, jade and stainless steel. So yeah, it's still quite a bit to go in player reports, so at least 3 more islands. I'm not sure how close I am to this next island now. So I'm 91% away, which actually is pretty good. And as you can see there, yeah, there's definitely only 3 left now. So I'm on Hook now. I'm not far from this 4th one here, which I'm assuming is going to be for that cherry wood. So yeah, not bad all in all. But these trade goods are used to create this gear. So anyway, back to this gear itself. So as I was saying, the helm was 30 plates. The melee plate body is 80 plates. And the legs is going to be 50 plates. Which, fair shout, if you only have 1 per special voyage, then at the very least it's going to take a minimum of 30 days. And that's if you're lucky enough to get the plates. And then on top of that, if you get the minigames and stuff and you unlock the adventurer reroll, you could very well get a large chunk of them in 1 day. So yeah, it's a bit random. That was for the tradable version of it, and this is the untradable version. Same thing again, requires 90 smith. But tack on another 10 plates for the helm, and another 20 for the plate body, and again another 20 for the legs. So yeah, I'm assuming it's only 1 plate per, although I could be wrong, I haven't actually seen it yet, so I'll update you on that when I find out. So here's the Sea Singer stuff. This is the mage gear, and as you can see requires 90 runecraft to actually craft, as well as obviously the 4 pieces, and these require chi. I don't think I've actually seen this yet. If I have, then it's probably one of the ones I failed at the beginning. But yeah, same deal again. The helm costs 30, the plate costs 80, and then the legs cost 50. And if you go into the untradable, the legs then cost 60, plate is 100, and the helm is 40. So yeah, not bad. I'm assuming it's probably going to be the same deal with the range gear, so let's have a little gander. So this is the Death Lotus gear, which kind of looks like a black and red ninja outfit, which could be pretty cool. And these require lacquer. And it's the same deal again, 30, 80, 40, or whatever it was, and the untradeable 10 or 20 on top. But yeah, that is what you need. So finally found out what these trade goods are for. I wasn't sure what these were going to be used for, but yeah. Turns out the bone and spices are going to be used for something else. I'm going to assume it's going to be the Scrimshaws. I haven't actually checked yet. And then the other 3 main resources are going to be for creating the different types of gear. So cheers for mage, lacquer is for range, and plate for melee. Another little advantage of this player-owned ports is if you build this little blacksmith, get your own bank! Whee! So yeah, I can actually now high alch and stuff in peace away from the noobs, and yeah, it's not so bad, although if I wanted to do that, I'd just go to miscellaneous or something. So, to build the Scrimshaws though, still in the same place, right here, this giant, massive, weird construction thing, is the Scrimshaw crafter. I'm not sure what's needed for different ones, but as you can see, these say 10 ancient bones, which is pretty much all of them, by the looks of it. And these are the tradable Scrimshaws, which, conveniently enough, are apparently 10 mil base price in the GE, but I'm sure everyone already realizes exactly what's going to happen when these start to actually be made. I mean, it happens every single time. When the whip came out, if any of you actually remember that far back, that originally sold for party hat value, and then kind of steadily stuck at about 160 mil for quite a while, and then dropped to 70. But yeah, these I gotta assume these are going to be the same as soon as, especially the armor in particular. The armor at the moment is meant to be 200 mil, I think, for the plate body, or whichever body you're going for. I'm automatically going to assume when the very first one comes out, it's most likely going to jump up to 300, 400, 500 mil. Just so the collectors and the really rich people in RS just want the new gear as soon as it comes out. But yeah, the tradable Scrimshaws, which I didn't actually realise before. So apparently there's untradable Scrimshaws. And I'm not sure what these do compared to normal, as there's no actual explanation. Because you've got the rock crushing Scrimshaw there, it doesn't mention anything about what it does. And then there's an untradable version, which I'm gotta assume is going to be a larger percentage maybe. But these also only require 10 ancient bones, so I'm not really sure how that's going to work, to be honest. And for all of these Scrimshaws, it's going to be your fletching level is going to determine which ones you can make, apparently, and it starts off at 85 from what it seems, and the highest level requirement is 95. And quite a few of these are actually fairly handy. I don't know how many of you actually checked these out yet. If you're a lower level, you might not even have access to this place, so I haven't actually covered this before, so I thought may as well do it. So for the Scrimshaws, you've got one called log splitting, and this has a chance to split a log as you chop it, converting the log into additional wood cutting XP. So if you're not in particular hoping to keep the logs you're cutting, for example if you're wood cutting and then instantly burning, maybe alpine logs for example, then this will increase your wood cutting XP, which will kind of even out if you've got the Ring of Fire or any other fire making boosts XP. The rock crushing one, I've just said it slightly earlier on, it just increases mine XP, same deal as the log cutter. Tree shaking gives you additional bird's nest drops from trees, occasionally implings too, which is pretty good, as bird's nest used to be quite expensive. If they do eventually buff the brews, then we could actually find the brews will come up to the old price, I guess, as there was a post by one of the mods on the forum saying there's a lot of stuff that needs to be reevaluated and changed. So it is quite likely that the brews will come back at least into an average use, because right now they're pretty much moot and pointless. They really aren't that useful. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking anyway. On to the next one though, gem finding. You have a chance for high level gems to drop while mining. There's not a massive percentage of gems you get while mining anyway. Even if you're wearing the glory, you don't get a massive amount of gems. Although I guess if you're going from 1 to 99, it could be handy, but then how many people do you know at that low level just starting the game that actually have the cash for it to just go ahead and buy one of these Scrimshaws? So yeah, I don't know about that. That seems kind of pointless. There's really not much use. I mean, if you wanted gems, your best bet is to go and thieve up in the Thieving's Guild over in Berthorpe or Taverley and just steal from the wall safes, as you get a gem every single time. On to the next one, vampirism. You steal life from enemies with every single melee hit. So this is actually really pretty amazing, even if it's like a really small percent, like 1%. That is just going to be permanently on. It's the equivalent of literally having like the vampirism aura, just permanently. And I would have thought this would also stack with stuff like Soul Split. So yeah, your life should be really high with this. And just for some amusing reason, if you was using the Bloodfire bits from Ancient Magic while using Soul Split, and you've got this vampire... well, never mind, I'm chatting bollocks now. But yeah, I've noticed that anyway, with that Bloodfire Blitz and Soul Split, you are pretty immortal as a mage, especially if you've brought a shield along, even if it's just to equip on the off chance as soon as you get full adrenaline, and you just use that rejuvenation, you're always at max HP. It's unbelievable. I don't know how many people have tried that out. I highly recommend giving it a go. It is really fun. So another Scrimshaw called Strength gives you plus 3% critical chance with melee attacks, which all in all is about, I don't know, let's have a look, the equivalent of the Toggle Cape. Gives 2.4%, and for that you've got to complete the kiln, which is a fairly high requirement, gotta be said, and that gives you more percentage than it. So yeah, that's not bad. If you're going for a full-on critical hit build, I guess that would be pretty beef. Next one is Elements. Adds extra elemental damage to every magical hit. Not really sure how that works, because I don't really understand how adding extra elemental damage will help. Although granted, some enemies are weak to said element, but yeah, not really sure how that's going to help. That would probably require a bit of testing just to see, although from just looking at it, I doubt it'd help too much. So the next one is the 3% crit hit with magic attacks, which again is pretty good. And then we move on to the range versions, and this one actually seems really good, I gotta be honest. This one's called Cruelty, and apparently it adds a chance to cause bleed or poison with every single ranged attack. So yeah, extra damage pretty much permanently, because poison you can just actually use the potion to poison your arrows or whatever. But with this, it just does it automatically. And yeah, this saves you a lot of trouble. You don't need to bother carrying them around with you, although I don't actually see anyone with it these days. And granted, poison doesn't seem to really do a lot of damage at the moment, but bleed on the other hand, on pretty much every single skill, does a fair amount of damage. Not sure how well that would work on this little Scrimshaw thing, but every little bit helps, I guess. You can't really complain. And then the last one, same as before, is a 3% crit hit chance with ranged attacks. The last one then is this Rocktail Soup, which heals 2100 life points up to 110% of your maximum HP value. So in a nutshell, it works the same as Rocktail. It raises your HP above its max and heals quite a large chunk of health. These at the moment are pretty ridiculous in price, and actually a few people I know do actually have this full recipe and have started making these already, and they're making quite a massive chunk of profit, as it doesn't really require anything to actually make them. And yeah, they sell for quite huge numbers. So that's my little port update part of this Maxcape thing. Pretty cool. I'm quite happy. I've finally managed to fully complete the one little Sea Singer's armour. I can actually have a look now and I found out what's required to make everything. So yeah, that's pretty nifty. I'm slowly going... It's going well. I hope I'll be able to make that Scrimshaw before I start for that 99 mining. But I guess we'll have to see for that. Stat-wise, what the hell have I been up to? So, from looking at the stats, I've now got 97 runecraft. And funnily enough, I'm over halfway through that now. 414k left. It's still going to take a little bit of work just to get 99. I've kind of had enough of runecrafting now, so it's slowed down quite a lot, as you could probably imagine. But yeah, not a lot left. I should be able to get that before New Year's Eve, hopefully. Because New Year's Eve is just going to be a drunken mess, so yeah. If I don't get it by then, it'll have to be after. I'll get it in January sometime. But yeah, hopefully I can follow what I said before and I'll actually manage to keep my 3 level 99s in a month. And hopefully stick to that goal and get it done. What else have I done in the meantime? Well, weirdly enough, because I've been doing this player reports every single day and I'm kind of doing it to split up the runecrafting all the time, I've occasionally got to go back and forth fairly often, as I've got to change between which islands I'm focusing on. So recently I just had to get a lot more bamboo, so I've been doing a lot of that, which are actually only 20-minute journeys, so I can't really make the most out of going up into RuneSpan, as it's just kind of pointless, to be honest. There's not a lot of XP I can get in 20 minutes. So instead of doing that, I've actually been doing a bit of Dungeoneering. Yes, I know that's quite shocking, me doing Dungeoneering. I do actually despise it. But for whatever given reason, ever since I went and done that 2 times the XP Dungeoneering weekend, and got from 75 to 80, for the past couple of days I've kind of just focused on that more than anything else. And yeah, I'm now level 84. Don't ask me how that happened, but yesterday, for whatever strange reason, me and a buddy decided, yeah, we'll do a bit of Dungeoneering, why not? Because he's not far from 120 and getting his completionist cape, so I thought I'd join him. And we thought we'd do a couple of actual floors. Well, as we got up there, random little story for you here, why not? We did end up finding some random player just standing there. So anywho, carrying on the story a little bit further in the future, we ended up going and talking to him. And apparently he was a new player, and he only had about 26 Dungeoneering. So after asking us a bunch of questions about how we go about Dungeoneering, the quickest way to do it, things like that, some basic knowledge of just how people do it and what rushing and everything else means, we ended up thinking, why not take this lad through, as we both just prestiged anyway. And we thought, right, we'll just rush all these frozen floors with this nub, just to let him get the hang of it, like used to working in a team. As well, you know how it is, if you get a shitty team, you really just don't want to do Dungeoneering anymore. So we took him through, and we was like, yeah, we're only going to do your frozens for you, don't worry. It'll be like 10 minutes, like a minute a floor. So he's like, yeah, no problem, cheers buddy, just help this little kid out, no worries. Well yeah, instead of doing just 10, 12 floors, we ended up going from floor 1 up to floor 41. And the nub kind of left halfway between, but don't ask me why, we spent the rest of the day just Dungeoneering, which was kind of stupid, but it was a good laugh, it was a lot of fun. So, for any of you out there who are actually doing Dungeoneering, and on that note actually, just remembered, Coley, wherever he is on here, I've no idea, he's somewhere in this mix, he's just got 120 Dungeoneering. Coley Cole, good work son, congratulations mate. He's been doing that for ages. So yeah, be sure to send him a message, poke him in the eye, whichever you want, congratulate him. But yeah, that is quite an achievement, mate. Congrats to you. So yeah, anyway, as I was saying, I'm kind of going off on tangents here, sorry buddy. Yeah, if you're up for a bit of Dungeoneering, I am kind of doing it sporadically. But if ever you feel like doing it, you can always send us a PM, or you can just join the friends chat, which you can either type in my name or TheCompleteRS, whatever random name it comes up on. You'll know I'm there, I'm always in it. I never pay much attention to it unless someone speaks, so yeah. If you want a little random chat, or you need some help on a quest, shit like that, go ahead and join my friends chat. If my private is on friends like it is now, then yeah, that's how you can reach me. Yeah, so if you're up for anything like that, a bit of Dungeoneering, or just a random banter, I'm up for that. Go ahead and join us. What else have I done? Yeah, 97 Herblore, forgot about that. That'll go up slowly. It's still quite a large chunk away from 99, but I've already got the ingredients for that. I'll level up Herbie when I hit Slayer and Summoning, and all three of those will be going up at the same time. But yeah, in the near future, I should hopefully get runecraft pretty soon, couple of days, hopefully. Oh, it's going to be a nightmare. And then, most likely, move on to crafting. As you can see, I've got 1.2 mil. I did end up spending that mil. I can't even remember what I bought, but I spent it anyway. And yeah, now I'm after these gracks. And I'll make a bit more money, just so I can get 2-3k of emeralds at a time. And yeah, I'll start cracking on crafting. Although at the moment, emeralds price seems to be going up, which is kind of making me suffer, as I can't really, like, break even, for example. Because I did end up buying all of those gold ores after, which has already cost me quite a massive chunk of cash. So yeah, not really sure what I'm going to do there. That is the plan. I hope you've all had a good Christmas. Hope you all got a bunch of stuff you wanted. And didn't get too drunk. For those of you who can drink. Bad underage children drinking. Yeah, whatever. I'm going mental. Too much runecraft. That is pretty much it. Tomorrow should be the quest guide, though, to be totally honest, I've kind of drunk a bit too much, and I don't really see myself getting a quest guide done anytime soon, although, if I do one, it'll probably be the Forgiveness of a Chaos Dwarf. Just for the simple reason of I want a mining set before I jump on the mining. And that's pretty much it, gotta be honest. Yeah, so I don't know if there's going to be a quest guide this week. Never know. Sorry to disappoint those who was expecting. Yeah, that is pretty much it. That's my little max update. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again. Catch you later, people!